In this example, I'm going to import audio from the library, and then we can work with it in our action script. In the previous example, I placed action script on the timeline, and I want to emphasize that that is still useful for character animation, linear animation. If you're going to do some animation, export it for Premiere or Final Cut or After Effects, you might also place it on your timeline as well, the audio on your timeline. Actually, if you're going to put it in Premiere or After Effects, you would probably export it as a silent movie and then add your audio in those other programs. But anyways, using Flash on the timeline is still sometimes appropriate for linear animation. Most of the time, though, you'll want to use ActionScript to add your audio. So in my Sound 1 file, I have two layers. It's called Actions and Visual Content. Here in my library, I have the audio. I'll go ahead and right-click and just show you how that's set up. I go down to Properties, and I'll bring this over here so we can see it. It's a laser.mp3 file. The compression is going to be usually MP3. You don't really have to mess with that. And then when you just hit export for ActionScript down here, just as you have seen with when you work with a movie clip or an image, it gives you a class name, and then you get a base class of flash.media.sound in this case, which you want. You don't want to change that. I did change the class name here. I changed this one because when I hit export for ActionScript, it gave me laser.mp3. And I want to emphasize you don't want that because it will think that the .mp3 is a property, and it'll get all confused. So you want to change that to laser sound, or whatever is appropriate for your audio. Okay, hit OK, and let's come on back and add some code. The code will go pretty quick here, and it'll make it play on our movie. So I'll bring over my actions window, which is blank right now. And I'll begin to add this, start off by using the var keyword. And I need to think of a variable name. So my variable in this case would just be called mySound. It's going to be a class of laser sound. And this is the name that I added in my library. That's the same name. You could say a class of sound. That would work. But this is fine too. And then it's making it that more specific class of the one that I just added in my library. And so now I want to have a new laser sound object. There we are. And then it's really as simple as using this name right here, since this is now basically an instance of the laser sound class, I can just play it. And it's really part of the sound class. And the sound class is really going to be the most basic of the sound classes. Is just going to be used to load and play sound. So one of the main methods here is play. And if I test it, it should work. There we go. So it came up and it worked. There we go. And just to prove to you that that in fact is what's going on, or just to test it further, let's check it out. Okay, I commented that out. It did not work. Now, if it's playing and this is commented out, there's a common problem. It means that you have probably accidentally added your MP3 to the stage. And just check and make sure it's not on the timeline, and you'd want to delete it. So there you go.